So when we ended the last episode and I was like, oh, we'll come back when we get our youth intake, I was thinking, because we got the preview in early December, that maybe the middle of March at the absolute latest. It's April the 10th. We just got our youth intake, and it's kind of like waiting all the way to your birthday just to find out you got a pair of socks. Welcome back to another episode of our Director of Football Challenge here on the Cellophane FM channel. I'm Mr. Cellophane. Thank you very much for joining me. If you've been enjoying the series so far, then please hit a like on this video. That way it'll allow YouTube to put it out in front of more people who can enjoy it just as much as you do. Just a single player of any consequence who may become anything, and that is 16-year-old Irish striker Jack Coyle. The problem with Jack Coyle is he has a tendency not to get stuck in the rough challenges. He is unambitious. He is selfish. He is nowhere near the ability to play for our team now or possibly even in the future. And he is shockingly inconsistent. But other than that, he looks great. His finishing is pretty good, if that really even makes a difference. Decent off the ball. He's got a little bit of leadership, which is weird for someone with absolutely zero ambition. And he's pretty physically fit, if not the paciest guy, a bit of technique as well. He just can't pass and doesn't want to work. So we're going to save a little bit of time and not go through all the highlights. If you've seen the thumbnail for this episode, then you know why. We went on a pretty poor run since the last time we saw each other. First off-camera match, we lost 2-0 on the road at Banbury United, a brace for Craig Hewitt for them. We did manage a 2-2 draw against Gloucester at home. Now, we were ahead in this one, 2-0, and we coughed it up in the second half. By the way, Teddy Maris was starting in goal for these matches. I'm only highlighting that because, obviously, things haven't been great. Now, that Banbury match, just very quickly, that was totally 100% the fault of Christian Green. Both of those goals were his direct responsibility. We followed the draw up against Gloucester with a home draw against Bishop Stortford. Jordan Massidi picking up a goal again. We had the lead, coughed it up. And then on the road at Peterborough Sports, a match that I feel like we should have won fairly easily. Yeah, we got absolutely manhandled. Down 2-0 in the first half. Gabriel Overton had the lead. Then they made it 3-2. We did get one back from Andre Landell in the 90th minute, but it was way too little too late. Then a 5-2 loss on the road at Chorley. Again, we were winning this one. We were up 2-1 at halftime, and then in the second half, Chorley just ran all over us. You'll see Jake Weaver was back in goal for this one. He was abysmal. Then we drew 1-1 against Buxton at home. Callum Sullivan put us up 9 minutes in before Sam Osborne scored early in the second half. Again, Jake Weaver kind of looking out to sea. 2-1 loss at home to Brackley Town. Brackley Town, for Pete's sake. We had tried to switch things up with a different formation. We went to a 4-3-3 that just was not working for us in the beginning, so we switched back to the 4-4-2. We were down 2-0. The Connor Hall penalty was the nail in the coffin. Gabriel Overton did manage a goal in this one. We started an away match at Kings Lynn, again with the 4-3-3, and again we switched it midway through, saying, you know what, this just isn't working. Ronan Meyer saved us and picked up a point on the road for us. We were down all the way until the second minute of added time. So with that match, and I believe, yes, it was with that match, we brought Teddy Maris back in because, to my eyes, Weaver just looked like he had no idea what he was doing. So we switched back to the 4-2-2. We kept Teddy Maris in there, and we managed our first victory since the end of January. Nearly 2 months had gone since we had last picked up 3 points in a single match. 2-1 at home, a pair of goals for Gabriel Overton. We followed that up with an identical 2-1 victory, this time on the road at Alfreton, a team that was ahead of us on the table. Landell scoring, he was getting the start because, unfortunately, Meyer picked up an injury, and he has basically been out. I don't know if we're going to be able to see him for the remainder of the season. There are only 2 matches left, by the way. We then lost 1-0 to Boston United, an 11th minute penalty by Jimmy Knowles. Now, this was one where I can't really show you the highlight of the play that led to the penalty, but I just knew it was coming. It was one of those where they're really like banging passes around really quickly around the box, and you just knew as soon as the defender was going to try to make a play, the whistle was going to blow, and that's exactly what happened here. But then we picked up a brace on the road at Blythe Spartans from Gabriel Overton, who is one of the candidates for Player of the Year. He's got 21 on the season. I just sincerely hope that Jesús can pull a rabbit out of his hat and keep Gabriel Overton here for, if not another year on loan, then to get him in here permanently. We have also had a transfer window come and go, and we were able to offload 33-year-old captain Christian Green. Now, as soon as we sold him, even though he wasn't playing, and when he did play, he was frankly god-awful, we had members of the team coming to us complaining that we sold him and about our lack of depth at right back. I mean, I couldn't necessarily complain about the second part of that, but we decided not to take that meeting. We were not going to roil up the team any more than we could. It was only a couple of players, to be perfectly honest with you. But when you go into those kind of meetings, you really have 2 options. Make a promise that because of Jesús and us not signing anybody that we knew we weren't going to be able to fulfill, because, by the way, it was on transfer deadline day that we made this deal, or you just piss everybody off. We opted to just kind of let it slide. But we did also pick up a few additional players for the squad. 16-year-old attacking midfielder Will Turner. He can actually play all. He's naturally a number 10. He can play striker. He can play DM. He can't play center mid for some reason. And somehow he's kind of a right wing as well. Could improve a lot. Another guy who is inconsistent and not great with his off-the-ball movement. He's down in the U18s. I do think we may have something in the signing of 17-year-old Leaf Outerside, the 17-year-old, joining us on a free transfer. I love the resolute personality. He is injury-prone, though. He is inconsistent. He's terrible heading that two-hand. In fact, most of his technical abilities. He's got high technique, but most of his technical abilities stink, and he just doesn't have the pace. So, Jesús, I really hope you know what you're doing. We did, however, get a senior team member in the form of 25-year-old midfielder George Dowling. Now, he's a decent Vanarama North player. He could be a good National League player, although I don't know really how much potential he has left. His first touch is pretty good. He's okay with his passing. His off the ball isn't bad. Decision-making needs a little work, but we are training him up on that. Lacks a little bit of stamina, but he's definitely more of a technical guy than a physical guy. He's made 4 appearances for us in total, and he's been And finally, another one for the youth team, left attacking midfielder, a role that we don't really play in the attack. I mean, we did with the 4-3-3 and the 3 matches we tried it out. But 16-year-old, Gary Green is in, standing at 5'7". Good acceleration, good balance. He can kind of dribble. That's about it. He's young. We'll see if he can grow into his job. But guess what? Inconsistent. Even in that sea of red and yellow, we really did not fall that far behind. We were down in 14th very briefly, but the furthest we got away from the playoffs was 9 points. It's ironic that now we've started to win a couple of matches. We have barely put a dent in that, but technically, with 2 matches left to go, we could still pop into that 7th position. Now, a lot needs to happen. Buxton needs to lose every match. Banbury needs to lose every match. Tamworth needs to lose every match. And Alfreton, it'd be nice if they lost every match. And by the way, we've got Darlington on our heels as well. We do have a fairly favorable run-in, though. We've got Southport away, but they're in 13th place, so they're behind us. And then finally, already relegated Warrington in 22nd to end the season. So for our penultimate match of the season, we've got Maris in goal, a back four of Charles, Knight, LaBelle, Squires, and Sullivan. Jordan Brown has been kind of dogging it in training lately. He's kind of on my list right now. That's why he's on the bench for this one. Coyle and McClintock out on the wings. Our midfielders are Haygarth and Naaman, with Overton and Landell up front. Ronan Marr, yeah, he's not going to be back. So, my friends, the deal is, if we are able to win and a lot of stuff goes our way, we actually could very well potentially be in the playoffs, even after this massively poor run. We have won 3 of our last 4, and the only one we lost was because we gave up a penalty. And we didn't score a goal, but because we gave up a penalty. But we've got a corner here. Not us. This is Southport. Sending it in. Can we clear it? No. Russ Henderson driving it home. It's 1-0. Southport goes up off of a corner kick. Once again, unable to clear our lines. We'd been better about that, to be perfectly fair, as of late. But of course, now that you all are watching, we failed. And to make matters worse, we've now dropped into 13th. Southport has jumped ahead of us, but Charles, looking back post, finds Squires, but he can't get it past Renshaw. Good positioning by the Southport goalkeeper, because of course he puts in a good match when we need to absolutely positively win this one. It's just the way of the world, my friends. I'm not going to spend too much time dwelling in it or complaining on it. Good move by Coyle. Finding Overton. He's got a man in the middle. Overton's still with it, pushing it to his right. Taken down. Neil Pratt points to the spot, and we're going to have a chance to tie this match back up and put our plans on making that playoff push in the final 2 matches. Put it back on the right track. Jaden Charles, his 3rd goal of the season. He hadn't been performing super well in the last 3, so very excited to see him get on the scoreboard with this one. We don't need to watch the replay of a penalty kick. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot that you could potentially miss while you're watching that. See, Southport drops back down. We're back into 11th. However, we are now 8 points adrift, as Buxton is winning, which meant they leapt over Spennymoor, and now the target is 73 points, and sadly, that's going to put it out of reach for us. So we really need Buxton to crap the bed for the rest of the match. Carver in, flipping it over Maris. Oh, he came off of his line. We're even playing as believe we're playing him as a defensive goalkeeper. No, sweeper keeper on defend. That's what made him come out. We were using a goalkeeper on defend in the 4-3-3, but really nothing of the 4-3-3 worked. And right now, Knight LaBelle is having a terrible match. He's gone to 6.2. He's got a yellow card. Now, he did recently, which is ironic, make his first appearance for the Canadian U20 team. So getting a nice youth international cap, but sadly, it hasn't translated into better play, at least in this match. We are dominating in XG. We are just not really putting on our best showing. And for that, I apologize. You guys can have your money back. You're watching the rest of the episode for free. You know what? No money, just drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That was a bit of a smooth transition. I should try that more often. 30 minutes remaining in this match, and we've got to do something. So Jordan Brown is going to come in. Knight LaBelle is done. Sam Manton is... See, Jaden Charles is anxious. I don't know why. He successfully scored a penalty. But you know what? We'll move Sullivan over, and we'll put Masidi in there. We took our essentially our best performing player off. I want to reserve one sub for later, just in case. Something tells me we may need it. Sam McClintock, look to take a free kick one right over there. Oh, I thought he had it. Oh my word. That should have been the equalizer right there. Very, very, McClintock, you don't deserve that 6.3. I think you've had a decent game here. God, who are we going to bring in? I don't know. Masidi throwing it in from deep in our end. Up the line, McClintock. Naaman, he's got some space. Dribble to your left. Why did you slow down? Haygarth pushing it forward, getting past one man. Overton, overtaken though by Pickles and dispossessed. But Haygarth wins it back. Coyle trying to move past Anson. Anson sweeps it away. And Heath in control now for Southport. He'll just boot that long. Brown heading it forward. Can't pick out Coyle, but Sullivan gets it. Over the top, he picks out Overton. Overton's there. Gets past Pickles. Overton into the middle. Finds Andre Landell with his 10th of the year. And it is now Southport 2, Rushall 2. And we still have a chance, I think, depending on what's going on with the Buxton match. We haven't seen... I haven't been paying attention to it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've just been focused on what we've been doing. Good job by Overton to keep it past the goalkeeper, Landell. Wide open. That's because it reverted back. That's why. Buxton is still winning. In fact, they're up 2-0 over Bishop Stortford. Yeah, Bishop Stortford couldn't draw them when we need them to, could they? No, absolutely not. So the bad news is we are not going to be making the playoffs this year. The good news is we have already been secured safety. We made the board happy by becoming an established Vanarama National North team, which I guess is what happens when you're a top half team for most of the year. Oh! Sullivan, you miss 100% of the chances you don't take off of the crossbar, off of Renshaw's butt, and into the goal. This we've got to see again. Southport now trailing 3-2. Sullivan, okay, it was off the back of his heels. I thought it hit him in the ass. That would have been funny. Oh, but a kickoff highlight. I was speechless because I was just laughing my butt off there. Anson playing it ahead. Southport in control along the far sideline. Heath has two men around him. Somebody get in there. Instead, he gets it free to Burgess. Two men in the box. Carver. Oh, come on. Come on. The number of headers we have allowed in where we have had multiple players in the vicinity that have failed to make the play. See, I shouldn't have laughed at it hitting the goalkeeper in the butt. And that's Brown, isn't it? No, it's Masidi. Probably shouldn't have made that move. In retrospect, I shouldn't have put Masidi back there. We've talked about a few times this season how that's just not his game, the defensive end of it. But we rolled the dice. 92nd minute, we scored to go ahead. 93rd minute, we allow the equalizer. A brace for Marcus Carver for them was really the difference. Jaden Charles picking up his third. Andre Landell with his 10th. Chris Renshaw giving up his first. 3-3 though. Still a point on the road, but not enough. I've made the executive decision for the final match of the season to make no changes to our starting lineup. Maris in goal hasn't really been much better than Jake Weaver, but at least he doesn't look like he has no idea what he's doing out there. And hopefully Jesús comes up massively huge in the offseason. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I am super nervous about what Season 2 is going to look like. So, once again, Maris, Charles, Knight, LaBelle, Squires, and Sullivan, Coyle, Haygarth, Naaman, McClintock, Landell, and Overton with Weaver, Masidi, Mantom, George Dowling, and Jordan Brown on the bench. I do have to say that I am a little impressed with, even through that massively awful run of form that we had in February and March, the team, dynamically speaking, is actually in pretty good shape. Now, Warrington has picked up a win in their last one. Now, if we win this match, we can finish the season potentially as high as 10th. So we are gunning for a top half finish. We're obviously mid-table no matter what we do. And to be perfectly fair, that is an overachievement. Sullivan into nil. Naaman off of the crossbar. Will Squires' second effort puts it in just a minute 2 into the match. And Squires picking up the goal to make it Rushall 1, Warrington 0 off of a wide free kick. I do love these. Back post. Sullivan into Naaman. Squires picking up the rebound off of the crossbar. And 1-0 is your score. So far, so good for us. And we are in 10th as things stand right now. Darlington is in action on the road at Chester. Currently it's 0-0, about 9 minutes into that match. And we'll look at the rest of the scoreboard when it becomes available again. But Maris throwing it out wide. I like those overhand throws. It's a pretty cool animation in FM because you really honestly don't see it all that often. Haygarth quickly over the top. Landell gets under it, moves it to his right, shoots and hits the post. McClintock, he's in. Oh my goodness, he hit the post too. You've got to be kidding me. Gets it past the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, doesn't beat the goalkeeper's little helper. And then McClintock, as a late man into the box, he almost made it 2-0. Overton, is he onside? No, the flag is up. That would have been number 23 of the year. Knight LaBelle would have picked up an assist. It really would have been perfect all around. But early on in this match, 25 minutes in, we are all over Warrington Town at home. Landell with a header that Atherton is able to easily deal with. When the scores pop back up, we will see where we stand. If we're able to hold on to this 10th place finish, or if Darlington has other plans for us. Sullivan back for Squires, still in control, looking for Landell. Oh, a flick-on header right into the path of Overton, but he can't hit the target. What? Oh, my goodness gracious. Chester Darlington are tied at 1. So, wait, how are we... Oh, because... Wait, what? How are we in 11th? How is Darlington ahead of us? Oh, because they just made it 2-1. The league table was ahead of the scoreboard, my friends. That's right, I'll take 11th place. It's not bad. I mean, under normal circumstances, 11th place would be absolute... Oh, come on. Come on. Andre Wisdom scoring his first goal in the final match, but this one was just absolutely crazy. Free kick comes in off of the woodwork, but Clintock goes to clear it off of the face of Wisdom. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. And watch, they're going to score again here on this final third throw-in. Davis into Humbles. Keeping it away. Oh, picked up by Overton. He's in. Is he free and clear? I think he is. Can he be caught? I don't know. Moving it to his right. Another touch. Chipping it over the keeper, Atherton. There's number 23 for Gabriel Overton. And just like that, we're back up 2-1. Charles taking a corner. We've got 4 minutes added on in this first half. You've got to be kidding me. Atherton grabbing that pretty easily. Chester have tied things back up at Darlington, so we are once again in 10th. Charles winning it. Hard fought. And coming out on the right side of that one, Knight LaBelle over for Squires. Long pass McClintock. Quickly to Landell. Trying to work past his man. Now McClintock will go on the underlap. He's in the box. He puts it in the middle. There's Gabe Overton. 2 on the night, 24 on the year. Near post header past Atherton. 3-1 Rushall Olympic. Hell of a first half, boys, but it ain't over yet. Throwing Ibrahim back to his man. Woods can't get his head on it. Cleared away. Wisdom steps into it. And Amos out for Davis. Davis drops it to Clark. Let's keep it in the midfield, guys. Long pass in. Woods down. Amos in. Best Maris. And it is 3-2. So a very eventful first half in the 49th minute of the first half. Warrington able to get one back. Good recycle job. Woods heading it down. Amos just getting on the inside of Knight LaBelle, who is having an okay match. In fact, most of our team is playing pretty well. Nobody as well as Gabriel Overton, however. So I'm going to tell the team we're happy because honestly, regardless of the outcome of this game, we have had what should be considered a successful season. Not being able to make any of our own transfers. Some of the guys we brought in, I probably wouldn't have brought in myself. Gabriel Overton, though, a massive A+. Ronan Marr, aside from getting injured, a massive A+. Haygarth has been okay. Naaman has been Knight LaBelle, inconsistent. Squires, inconsistent. Sometimes very good in the air and sometimes just absolutely getting lost. Oh, that was outside of the box. So a foul on that play, and Charles with it's a tough opportunity this close. Oh my goodness. How many times in one match can we hit the crossbar? Coyle into the middle. That should have been a handball. Played forward. Amos heading it on towards our box. Naaman will go back to get that one. We're out shooting Warrington 20-7, although this match is still a little close for comfort for my tastes. And I'm sorry if you heard that. A motorcycle just drove by, right? Don't you know I'm recording a YouTube video? Oh my God. See, I start talking about the motorcycle, I take my eye off of the prize, and a corner kick goal ties things up. It's 3-3. And it's Davis again. That little bastard. Clark getting in there. We had guys all around. I can't even see who. I wasn't able to stop it in time to see who was responsible for that. Substitutions. We must make them. Callum Coyle, not doing great, so we're going to bring him off. Mcidi is coming in. Naaman will make way for Sam Manton. Probably his last match with the club. I don't know if his contract is up, but I just really don't see him sticking around. And I really am not putting any of this on Teddy Maris, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, corner kick goal, like, it's other guys' job to make sure that the goalkeeper doesn't have to do anything in those situations. I think the 6-3 for him in this match is a little bit harsh. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think it's harsh. Maris sending it long. Davis is there, chipping it forward too far in front of Amos. So Charles to Haygarth through the middle. Oh my goodness gracious. They just all converged. And here comes Warrington the other way. Taylor, what a touch. Sullivan sweeping it away, but Taylor stays with it into the middle, right into the path of Knight LaBelle. He will clear it. Overton can't win the header, though, so it's back. Amos, oh, come on. Oh, come on. Woods is clear on the right. Woods shoots out of the reach of Maris, but over the bar. Super disappointing being up 3-1 in this one and giving up 2 goals that we just really should not have given up. Josh Amos in the 5th minute of stoppage time in the first half. The 5th minute out of 4, by the way. But not that I'm being nitpicky. Peter Clark scoring in the 68th minute. But another brace for Gabriel Overton. I'm very happy for the young lad. The 19-year-old had a very fantastic year for us. But we end on a draw. In fact, if you want to get technical, we ended on a pair of draws. 12th place is our final position on the table after all 46 matches of the regular season. 18 wins, 12 draws, 16 losses. If just a few of those draws had gone the other way, or at least had gone our way, we might have been having a different conversation about our season. But still a top half finish, 66 points. Not all that bad. Scunthorpe have been crowned champions. They're going up. South Shields, Chester, Gloucester, Scarborough Athletic, Buxton, and Spennymoor are going to battle it out for the second and final promotion spot. Before we wrap up season number 1 of our Director of Football Save, just want to take a little look at some of the statistical results of the season. Overton leading the team with 23 goals in the regular year. One of those, if you remember, came before he got here. On an XG of 20, Marr overperformed his XG of 16.53 with his 19 goals. Landell, 8.8 XG, 10 goals. Mcidi, kind of right on track. He was a little bit unlucky sometimes with his finishing. Callum Coyle underperformed his XG, as did Sam McClintock, as did Squires. Brown did pretty well there. However, I mean, goals per 90 minutes, Overton was good for basically 2 goals every 3 matches. As a team, we played pretty well. We ended up with the 6th best possession. We scored the 4th most goals in the league. And you would think with our overperformance, we would have outperformed our XG a little more than we did, just 7th in the league. Gloucester overperforming by 24.5 goals. Wow. Defensively, we weren't bad. We could have been better. I think that was really the weak part of our squad. I think Meyer and Overton really, and Landell to a lesser extent, really helped keep our team afloat. And without those 3 guys, I think we would have been sunk. Financially, we actually ended up the season in the black somehow, even though we slightly overspent our wage budget and somehow outspent our scouting budget by nearly $26,000. It ain't me. I didn't touch it. But that will do it, my friends, for Season 1 of our Director of Football Challenge. Hopefully, Jesús is going to have a very, very busy summer. We're expecting a lot of turnover in the team. He better be replacing guys because I do not want to have to rely on our youth squads. They kind of stink. Hopefully you've enjoyed the series so far. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. New episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm not sure what time that is where you are, but whatever time it is, I hope to see you then. Season 2 is right around the corner. Come on, Jesús. Do be proud, man. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.